Hi everyone and welcome to another video. Today I am going to be answering some of your questions about books and about life and things in general while baking some rainbow cookies. I also am going to grab some dark chocolate from the fridge, so they're going to have chocolate in them as well. But I thought it would just be nice to have a cute chatty baking video. I haven't uploaded a video in like 3 or 4 weeks. It's been a little while. Yeah, really, honestly, it's just been quite a stressful month for me, and all of the stresses of 2020, I know this year has been a dumpster fire for most people, but all the stresses of this year have sort of just like culminated and they really hit me in August. So yeah, I put a call out onto Instagram stories last night to ask you guys for your questions, and you've actually sent through quite a few. If ever you want to be involved in Q&As or you want to ask me questions for videos like this, feel free to go and follow me on Instagram. It's the easiest platform for me to put out Q&A requests. I will link my Instagram in the description down below. But without further ado, let's jump into the video and I'm going to start baking and answering some of your questions. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to preheat the oven and not forget to do that this time. 180 degrees. For someone who's only read the classics, what contemporary English novels would you recommend? Alright, so if we're looking at contemporary English novels and we're not talking about fantasy, let me go grab a couple books. For contemporary books, I'd probably recommend All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, which is a really beautiful World War II story. Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This is... every time I talk about this story, I always give myself a hernia. You can't really speak about this story without giving too much away. Pretty much it kind of starts out as like a boarding school story, and it is a beautiful story which absolutely made me bawl my eyes out. And then Pachinko, which I read recently. If you watched my most recent reading vlog, I read this book a little while ago, and it is beautiful and heartbreaking. If any of you are into cooking ASMR, this is probably the video for you. My laptop is doing the recording because normally I record audio for my videos off of my phone, but because I'm picking up my phone to like answer these Q&A, to answer these questions, I'm recording from my laptop, which is right next to the bowl. So I'm gonna try and stop it being really, really noisy, but yeah, you're gonna get lots of sound effects in this video. Middle grade or YA fantasy, what's your favorite? Okay, so out of those two, my favorite would be middle grade fantasy. But out of like all fantasy in general, I like adult fantasy more. For some reason, like I love YA, but YA fantasy seems to be really hit or miss for me. Okay, so I have a normal sized egg and I have not butter, but instead plant seed spread, margarine. So that's what we're gonna be using. Where do you get your books? How do you save money for books? Okay, so normally when I'm buying physical books, I'll buy them from a shop like Dymocks. Dymocks is just like our sort of standard chain bookstore in Australia. We don't have that many bookstores in Adelaide specifically, which is not very good. But I used to buy books from Book Depository, and I will buy them from there every now and then if there's a specific book I need that Dymocks doesn't sell. But I've sort of found that when you buy books from Book Depository or if you buy from Amazon, the books always come dented or damaged, and I am so picky with books. I am one of those persons. I'm one of those people who like want to keep my books pristine. So if it comes with a dent on it, it sort of hurts my soul. That being said, I am really particular about what books I buy because like wastage and like buying things unnecessarily is really front of mind for me. So I think I've only bought 3 physical books so far this year. Otherwise, I normally get my books from the library, so I borrow them, or I listen to them on Libby or Audible, or I will buy them like on ebook and read them on my Kindle or on my phone. What are you currently working on writing-wise? Okay, so I am working on 2 projects because I'm silly. So I'm working on one thing which is like a more illustration-based non-fiction project, which I've mentioned to you guys before. I'm still plugging away at that one. And then the next one is a new story which I'm working on. which I only recently started. I've had a really big writing slump over the last several months because of just like stress related things. So I'm very excited because I'm working on a new thing, which is really fun. I get really nervous baking around my laptop because I have murdered a laptop before. I was playing WoW and we were in a dungeon and I like knocked my drink bottle and it just flooded my MacBook and killed it. So now I'm just like super duper duper careful and cautious around all of the electronic things. How do you manage time to read books when you have to handle professional and academic works? Okay, so I'm actually not studying anymore at the moment. I graduated from my grad dip. Yep, that's what I did. I graduated from my grad dip back in February. My graduation was supposed to be in Melbourne, but I had work stuff to do, so I did not go to it. Yeah, how do I read books and juggle work and do all the things? There's actually been quite a few questions about productivity that have popped up, so I'll probably answer that now. I haven't uploaded a video in 3 weeks. The way I juggle doing so many things all the time is by knowing when to take breaks. Is by understanding that like I'm not a robot and I can't do all the things all the time and I need time to rest and to sleep. I actually have a video on like tips and tricks for like how to read more and like how I do my reading. But pretty much the main, oh my God, is it raining? Yes. Sorry, I'm super happy right now because I live in Adelaide and it barely rains here. And like when it does rain, it's like really, really gentle and it doesn't rain for very long. So as soon as it starts raining, I'm like the happiest person in the world. So good. Audiobooks really are the way that I do it because I listen to them when I'm walking. I listen to them when I'm doing like repetitive stuff, so like cleaning or cooking. Yeah, audiobooks are brilliant, and I disagree with people who say that they're not reading because I feel like that's a really exclusionary way to look at it. Audiobooks are reading, they are valid, they're great. If you like audiobooks, go read audiobooks. Use your hands to fully mix to form a soft dough. Cool, okay. What character do you like the most in Ghibli? I really, really love Hao. I love Hao so much. To be honest, I actually like the book version of Hao a lot more than I like the movie version, even though I still love the movie version. And Sophie just sasses him the whole way through and they bicker and it's my favorite thing in the world. I love Kiki. I think Kiki's a really relatable protagonist. I think she's particularly relatable to people who are like millennials or like older Gen Z. I just think she's a really mature heroine and I love her. And she's so like spirited and resilient, and I think she's just a really good character as well. Do you have a favorite villager in Animal Crossing? Yes, Bo. I love him. He is so cute. It's just precious, beautiful little dear child who's amazing. I also recently got a tiger whose name I can't remember. But he has really, really big eyebrows and I think it's very cute. So those are the two villages from my town that I like the most. In terms of like villages that I really, really want to get but don't have, I really want Dom because I so you know how like some people get told that they have like resting bitch face? I have been told before that I have resting worried face. So like if I'm just like sitting and working and like doing normal stuff, I feel absolutely fine. But then I get told that I look really, really worried when I'm like absolutely fine. So Dom's sort of like worried face is sort of like what I feel I must look like to people who tell me I have resting worried face. I love Dom. I think he's adorable. I love the fact that he looks so cute and effeminate, but he's actually like a sporty masculine character. I really, really want him. And every time someone moves out of my Animal Crossing town, I try really hard to go find him, and I can never find him. Do you think your taste in books has changed since you started your channel? If so, how? Interestingly enough, I don't think it's changed very much. I think I just have a greater understanding of what types of books I really like. Yeah, I've obviously read so many more books now than when I had first started my channel. But yeah, I think my taste is pretty similar. I'm still just really into fantasy books and like weird, eclectic, contemporary books too, and gothic. How do you stay calm and cheery? I am usually good at it, but struggling lately. Let's keep in mind that like when I film videos on YouTube, I'm showing only a very, very specific snippet of like my life. I am not calm and cheery all the time. No one is. But in terms of like looking after your mental health, the things that I think are the most important are sleep and relaxation. So like I do yoga and I do meditation when I need it. Resting and just taking care of yourself and keeping in mind that you don't have to be productive all the time, which is literally why I made that video the other month, which was called "You Don't Have to Be Productive All the Time," because I was trying to remind myself that, and for some reason it seemed to like really, really resonate with a lot of you. So yeah, I am not, calm and cheery and happy and positive all the time. Like we're human beings, we all fluctuate, but mental health is really important, and please look after yourself and rest and relax when you need to. Has your writing ever been published? How did you make that happen? The only fiction work I've published has been in like my university magazine, but I've published a bunch of non-fiction work. So I actually went through and counted like a few weeks ago how many articles I've published, and it's like 33 or 34, something like that. Some of them like my name wasn't technically on, so I don't have it listed on my website, but quite a few non-fiction things I have published. They're all like centered on Japan, and they're all like about travel or culture or things like that. Pretty much I have a video where I spoke about how I got started as a freelance writer in Tokyo, because I was living in Tokyo when I started actually properly doing freelance writing. So if you'd like to know more, please go and watch that video. All right, I need to actually put this on the tray. What fictional characters do you relate to most? I think the fictional character I related to the most, I have related to the most, was Anne from Anne of Green Gables, like the book version. Just the way she speaks and what she says and how she thinks, I feel like is really similar to what I was like when I was that particular age. I find both Hal and Sophie from House Moving Castle to be really, really relatable as well. It's interesting that like the most relatable characters I've found are in middle grade stories rather than being in adult stories, even though these are stories I actually read as an adult or as like a late teen. There are actually quite a few questions about clothes and about like the types of clothes that I wear, so I'm going to answer that one now. For starters, thank you very much for complimenting my taste and style. Mostly, really, I just shop for sales. I don't actually buy very many clothes. Like, I've been asked a few times to do like fashion related videos, which I really like the idea of doing, but I don't own that many clothes, so it's like, you guys have already seen everything I own. I don't know what else I could possibly show you. And in terms of where I get clothes from, in Australia, I tend to pretty much exclusively shop at Dangerfield or Princess Highway. So I will like check their sales sections quite frequently because I think their clothes are really cute. Every now and then I'll buy a jumper from Sports Girl, but in terms of like clothes shops, I tend to just really go to Dangerfield. And then I generally buy clothes the most when I'm in Japan. So this skirt that I'm wearing is from Uniqlo. I think I described my style as being kind of like dark academia, librarian, primary school teacher. Like that's probably it. And then like on the other end, I also really like Japanese fashion, so very specific styles of Japanese fashion. Okay, this one is, hope you're doing well. Are you working from home and how are you keeping up with it? I have been back at my office for the last couple months. I think it's been a while. My partner's still like semi-working from home, but a lot of people here have just like gone back to work. Just for you guys' context with like how we're doing with the virus and stuff, I live in Adelaide and we've been really fortunate because we haven't really had that many cases. So for us, like live music has started to come back in, the movies are open, restaurants are all back to normal, and lots of people have gone back to work. So We are very, very, very lucky here. But yeah, it's been a really interesting time, to be honest. Some of you guys might not know this, but my like 9 to 5 is in digital marketing, and I actually work for an arts organization which puts on large scale events. So for me, like, it's been a really interesting time. This is not a great time to be working in events, because working in events during this sort of period of time is kind of like playing 4D chess. You're concentrating on this particular thing, but you have to keep in mind that this could go wrong and that could go wrong and this could be cancelled and that could be cancelled, and it's just a very, very interesting time. I'm so sorry guys, my battery has just absolutely died. So we have now swapped over to my vlogging camera. So that's all of the little buttons have now been put on the cookies. I don't think there's even any space for extra chocolate. Like I have cut up all of this additional chocolate, and I don't think that there's gonna be space to put them on, to be entirely honest with you guys. Okay, so I've put the cookies in the oven for 15 minutes because that's somewhat between 14 and 18. Yeah, cool. I think this video is already really, really long, so I might finish up here. Thank you everyone who asked questions. If you would like to be involved in Q&As in the future, I tend to ask them over on Instagram. So again, if you want to jump over there and follow me, feel free. And thank you for being patient with me. I know I haven't uploaded in a little while, but here we are, and hopefully everything calms down a little bit more so I have some more time to upload videos. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.